It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here is Car con Carne. Car con Carne is a Q&A1 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne, and Car con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation. Easy-automation.net. Transform your home, your business, your restaurant, your bar, your nightclub with cutting-edge, connected automation. Experience seamless control over audio and video, lighting, security, climate, everything. It's time to embrace the future of smart living, whether it's your house, the place where you work, something else that you own. It's your rules. You can connect them all and make your dumb home, workplace, bar, whatever, into a smart home, workplace, bar, whatever. Get a free quote. It's really easy to do, and my guy Dan will tell you just how easy. It's hassle-free. Go to easy-automation.net or give Dan a call at 630-730-3728. Car con Carne, excuse my reach, is also sponsored by a book. A book, you say? Yes, a book, I say. 90 Days in the 90s, written by my friend Andy Fry. It's a time travel story. A time travel story back to the 1990s, those days in Chicago when the music scene was exploding, and you can relive all those moments in pop culture along with Darby, who's the record store owner, the protagonist of the book, who magically goes back in time. She travels on the gray line in Chicago and ends up right back in the 90s. What would you do if you got to get a do-over, live through some of the glory days, glory years of your life? Would you want to stay there if you had the chance? Would you be happy going back to life as is after going back in time? Well, these are the things Darby has to wrestle with. 90 Days in the 90s, you can get it on Amazon, wherever you buy books, or go to 90daysinthe90s.com. Finally, one programming note. Car con Carne is live on May 15th, on stage, recording this podcast at Legit Dogs and Ice in South Elgin, 322 South Randall Road. Be part of the live broadcast. It is free to attend. It's really cool. We did one just a few weeks ago with a whole lot of bands. We had live comedy, and we're doing the same thing again. Karen Shook performing live on stage. Aaron Williams also performing on stage. Derision Cult. It's going to get a little loud for Derision Cult, and I can't wait. They'll be on stage. Also, live comedy from Chris Bongat, and we'll be joined by Carson from Obscurity Brewing, which means more likely than not, we'll be drinking mead on stage and off stage. I think I'm fine with that. Mead for all, my friends. Be part of it. It's 8:30 at night. It's a school night. It's a Thursday night, but it's also a going out night. Like, you don't feel guilty about going out on a Thursday night. It's free. 8:30, May 15th. I hope to see you there. I'm sitting in front of BABYGOLD BARBECUE and FITZGERALDS, 6615 Roosevelt in Berwyn. FITZGERALDS was officially added to the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Park Service at the end of last year. The building went up in the early 1900s. It was originally a roadhouse used for hunting lodge purposes, sporting team headquarters. But of course, we know the building as FITZGERALDS. The FITZGERALD family bought it in 1980, and it's grown to become not just a critical part of the greater Chicago music scene landscape, but also a major national player as well. Everyone knows FITZGERALDS. The FITZGERALD family transitioned to retirement a handful of years ago, and that's when my guests came in. I'm joined today by Will Duncan, who is co-owner and talent buyer, and Jess King, who is co-owner and marketing manager. All right, so Will and Jess have joined me in the car, and they've joined me. I want to talk about all the things about FITZGERALDS, but they joined me with food from BABYGOLD Barbecue, which last time I was at BABYGOLD, I think it was before Chris Green a few months back. Mm-hmm. And one of my lasting impressions of BABYGOLD Barbecue was the grilled oysters, which you brought in the car.
Oh, yeah.
They're here.
I'm going to try as best I can with my tiny little dashboard cam. All right, I'm going sandwich by sandwich here. Are these carved up po' boys I'm looking at here?
Yeah, so we're showcasing some of our favorite sandwiches right now, and you know, we're a barbecue restaurant first and foremost, so most of what people come in for is going to be barbecue platters with sides.
Yeah.
But we take that barbecue inspiration and create some pretty amazing sandwiches, and we draw a little bit of Fitzgerald's kind of music heritage and the New Orleans
I was going to say this fits the music 100%.
You're going to see po' boys on the menu. You're going to see po' boys with barbecue meats inside of them. Like, for example, this muffaletta po' boy. This is a combination of two amazing, iconic New Orleans sandwiches, the muffaletta and the po' boy. So you got...
I got to hold this here.
You got house
Go for it.
house smoked bologna. That's kind of the barbecue element, and it's
this.
a po' boy, so it's just on a roll with lettuce, tomato, mayo, pickle, but it has all the elements of a muffaletta otherwise. So the cured meats and the provolone and the olive salad and
The
it's
olive
just
salad.
an
That's
incredible hybrid sandwich from Baby Gold.
the olive. Do we have napkins, by the way?
We don't.
Right here on this.
Oh.
This is
Yeah, we
a
do.
roll up, my friend, which comes with a napkin. So you should go ahead and dig in. Feel free, and know that there's a napkin nearby.
Well, the human mouth doesn't work like this.
Yeah.
It's raining lettuce and olive salad on me. We're like 2 minutes into this recording, and it's already a disaster.
Just get it, man. It's all good.
I'm going to take a bite and pass it back.
Yeah, get you some, Jess, and share it with me. I really think the house smoked bologna is like part of what really makes that flavor profile.
All right, what's giving me the heat? Is it the olive salad?
Yeah, there's a little bit of spicy pickled vegetables within the olive salad. It's almost kind of like an olive salad meets jardinera, kind
Yes.
of a Berwyn style take on a muffaletta.
This feels very fresh. This is a great lunch. Also works as a great dinner. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of sandwich I want to eat.
Yep,
Yeah.
So we're done here.
it's a sandwich made for eating.
I don't know how we're going to keep eating what's on that tray. So who's the chef for Baby Gold?
His name is Steve Domanik. Do you want to talk more about him, Willie?
Chef Steve Domanik is an old friend of mine. Believe it or not, we've known each other, I think, 30 years. Our families were friends and knew each other when we were kids. And then we kind of got reconnected via the Chicago restaurant scene when we both worked at Longman and Eagle restaurant in Logan Square.
Heard of it?
Question. During this taping, are we allowed to talk with our mouths full?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So Steve and I opened Longman and Eagle together a long time ago. And I just feel fortunate, we were able to draw Chef Steve into this property and get him interested in the whole, music and barbecue kind of environment.
Was it his idea to smoke the bologna?
Yes. Yes, it was his idea to smoke the bologna.
Tell him he's a damn genius.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, when I tried this for the first time the other day, I texted him and I said, "Shame on you. we're trying to be healthy right now, and all I want is this."
And Chef Steve is a music lover, and
You have to be to work here.
he
Isn't
really
that prerequisite?
He gets the whole.
Don't you screen people
culture
out
of
who
what
don't
we're
like music?
He loves to feed touring artists, and that's a big part of what we do here is when bands are coming through town, we want to kind of blow their minds with the hospitality.
Oh, yeah.
We want to feed them well, and that's one of the great values of having this restaurant attached to this music venue is musicians are touring all over the country, and if we can wow them with the food while they're here, we know they'll come back. It's a small part of the musician experience being here, I think.
So when did Baby Gold open?
Let's see. Baby Gold opened in, I think, maybe 2021 or 2. It was not part of Jess and I acquired the property. We took it over in 2020, March 5th, 2020. And
Worst timing ever.
timing was weird.
Not awesome.
We're all good now. But there was a restaurant tenant in the building. The FITZGERALDS family, who previously owned this property, had a restaurant tenant in this building, and they left during 2020, so we had the chance to try something in the space. And
What a good move.
so Baby Gold opened in I couldn't even actually tell you. I think it was probably 2021.
It's a blur.
Early summer. What do you think, Jess? Do you remember?
I just said it's all a blur.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
That sounds
blur.
about right.
Well, what I like about coming here, it's like an adult amusement park. Like, you've got the patio area, you've got the sidebar, you've got the main room, you've got the restaurant. Like, you can make a day of it. Just hanging out. And people do.
Yeah.
It's a very comfortable hang,
And they have been for over 100 years,
which is crazy.
you know?
And we'll get into the historic everything. Let's keep plowing through the food.
Speaking of which, yeah, pass me the next sample. What are we tasting next?
Caesar wrap.
Don't eat that entire muffaletta.
Oh.
Because there's more to sample. Oh, yo.
Don't tell him what to do.
I'm trying to. The only reason I'm plowing through this muffaletta, I feel like it's beat the clock. Like I've just got to keep eating. It keeps dripping and raining vegetables
You
on me.
can also just put it right back
Yeah,
there.
you
if
can drop
want.
it back on the tray. We brought a sampler platter out for you to try multiple things. We actually recently created a new menu section, right? Jess, for Jess and I are trying to eat a little healthier these days.
So what does that involve as it pertains to Baby Gold?
Well, I mean, I think, you know...
The wrap?
Yeah. Healthier options for the summer, cleaner, lighter.
And what's in the wrap?
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, this right here is our smoked chicken Caesar wrap.
Nice.
So we make a Caesar salad mix with kale and romaine and house-made Cajun Caesar, and blend that with some smoked chicken thighs and some house-made
So your
garlic
Because thighs are the
croutons.
tastiest part of the chicken.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. And so, yeah, it's a chicken Caesar wrap, but it's, made right. And, right, Jess, we wanted to have some kind of healthier stuff on the menu for the summer, right?
Okay, let's talk about the oysters. Again, they left an impression on me when I was here last time.
Jess and I, remember, Jess, when we used to, this might have even been before we had kids, we would go to New Orleans, and what would we do first?
Oh, we would, first stop, char-grilled oysters.
Oh, yeah. Go anywhere we could find some char-grilled oysters. And it just reminds us of New Orleans, and it reminds us of, that musical history of FITZGERALDS and how much New Orleans music has come through here. I mean, go back to 1981, Clifton Cheniere's playing here.
That's a legacy name we keep seeing at FITZGERALDS.
Dirty Dozen Brass Band is playing here, early 80s. So that New Orleans culture is really baked into the place.
Let's talk
here.
about that for a second, because it's wild to me that Chicago is so welcoming of New Orleans sounds. Like, we all know Dirty Dozen Brass Band and the Chenier family. Like, what is it about this town, Berwyn, FITZGERALDS, that New Orleans music is able to connect as well as it does?
It's a good question.
Because you don't experience that in Minneapolis or Des Moines or New York City. Like, Chicago just is very embracing of those sounds.
I think that Chicago and New Orleans are kind of sister cities in a way. And what's kind of funny is that me and Will have recently been watching the history of jazz, the Ken Burns documentary.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And the connection between, like, the blues sound of Chicago and...
That makes sense.
Jazz from New Orleans, and kind of going back and forth. And I mean, we literally just watched like the part last night where talking about like early jazz musicians moving into Chicago and kind of bringing their own sound here. And so I think that there's like connections going back a very long way.
Yeah, I think it's possible the Mississippi River has something to do with it, right?
Exactly right.
I like that thoroughfare.
All right, wait, is this a chicken sandwich I'm looking at?
Oh, yeah. So going back to the thighs of the
item's-
chicken.
Every item on the tray is like the first time Will's experienced these menu items. All right, so what's that?
So Chef Steve smokes the chicken thighs, and then they're fried and dressed in it's like a similar to a Nashville hot chicken. We call it Berwyn hot chicken because it's just our own kind of blend. So it's a smoked chicken thigh that is then battered and fried and then dressed with like a crystal hot sauce butter kind of,
Now, will this blow your face off like a Nashville hot?
It's not so quite so hot. This crystal hot sauce is a little milder.
Okay.
So this is crystal hot sauce based, and it's a hit.
All right, do you want some Berwyn hot?
Yeah, man, give me a bite.
Oh,
She's got me. You go ahead.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here.
I'm getting everything on me.
Yeah, I know. This is a substantial sandwich.
Oh man, that's good.
I'm using my show notes as a plate.
We're gonna need
Huge.
we're gonna clean up. Need a cleanup on aisle back seat.
Yeah, I need a full. Oh Jesus! I need a full detailing of this car.
I'm sorry to make this a mess.
This is.
Never eat barbecue in a car. I guess
Oh,
that's the
man.
lesson here.
Just
And well, it's like no. We'll bring this up that's easy to eat with your hands.
Yeah. What? What?
Do you have a hose in the patio that we can just?
We do.
oh man,
Do
that's so
actually.
good. I haven't tasted that sandwich in a while. It's delicious.
It is, and it's not crazy hot. It's just the right amount, which is, I think, for spicy food, that's what it should be. Give me all the flavor, but don't make the back of my head sweat right away.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No. All right, so as we're going to keep on digging into this tray of food, this mountain of food. I feel like I'm 4 years old right now.
Yeah.
When I edit this, I'm going to try to transition the camera away from me just to protect my family legacy. I mentioned when I did the intro for the show, the National Register of Historic Places that happened at the end of last year. FITZGERALDS is the only place of its kind in Illinois
Yeah,
to
that's
receive
correct.
this, and one of only a few nationally. What was it about the pitch? What is it about FITZGERALDS that made it connect with the Park Service?
I mean, honestly, if I were to pinpoint a moment where it kind of stood out that this was a special place and was under special consideration, it would be we took a trip down to Springfield when what do you call it again, Will? The state preservation
The
board?
Illinois Historic Sites Advisory Council.
Yeah. We took
Rolls
a
off
trip.
the tongue.
Yeah. We took a trip down there with our families and our the general manager and her family and Chef Steve, and so that we could be there for the moment when the state of Illinois voted to, pass this forward to the Park Service. And it's something that they said, before they all voted that really stood out. And they said that they had received over 90 letters of support from musicians, regulars, and just everyday patrons, just explaining how much this place meant to people. And I honestly think it's just the legacy of the people who have been patroning this place for decades, and generations of families who make this their spot for memories and stuff. And you could tell that had an impact on the whole voting process.
That makes perfect sense, because
Yeah.
you have music community and you have geographic community working here. You have people who, and this is their neighborhood spot. And I think the best bars, restaurants, clubs are part of their neighborhoods.
Right.
They help define the neighborhoods, and that's what FITZGERALDS has done for decades.
Exactly.
And the musicians revere the spot. They keep coming back. I mean, we'll talk about what's happening this summer. There's so much to cover with this.
Yeah.
But where were you? How did you find out that you got the acknowledgement? You got the
Yeah, that's actually kind of a funny story. I don't know. We were up in the we have an apartment above BABYGOLD up here, and me and Will and our two young kids all had the flu.
Oh my God.
We were
because
up in
once
the
one gets it, it just
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
been
So
there.
we were all up in that tiny apartment up there, kind of commiserating over Christmas break. And I got an email. I just got an email from, the same people that we had been in contact with for 2
Sure.
years.
That's how long you'd been trying to do this.
That's how, yeah, oh yeah.
Which I guess, I'm sure there are other places that have been trying for years on end. I guess, relatively speaking, that's quick. I have nothing to judge or compare it to.
I don't know what the normal time frame is, but I do know that ours took a little bit longer, and for good reason. It was not kind of your standard application,
Right.
and it was suggested that we hire a historical consultant so that he could really dig through the history.
Yeah, you need
and
an inside guy to.
Yes, yeah, and really really make a case for why this needed to be on the National Historic Register. So, and he did that, and it took a little more time, and it was all worth it in the end. But yeah, we were all upstairs right up here with the flu when we got the email, and we did have a half glass of champagne. We made sure the day didn't pass.
I think it cured our influenza. Actually.
That'll do it.
I want to interject and just point out that the recent, over the past several months, acknowledgement of Fitzgerald's historic significance is attributable largely to Jess and her interest, enthusiasm, and efforts. Once neither she nor I even really understood when the building was built and how long it had been a club. Even when we bought the place, I mean, we knew Fitzgerald's had been around for forever, since 1980. But only when Jess started investigating the history of the building by visiting the Berwyn Public Library did we find out.
Do you have to look at like microfiche?
No, I didn't have to go there. Luckily, I didn't have to go there. Regular computer.
Okay.
It really wasn't until Jess got kind of obsessed with the history of the property that we truly learned the significance of the. Just
I bet
the
it was
fact
exciting
that
for you. Like it made everything more real and thrilling to be part of that history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I you look at the history, and I believe that I started discovering things that the average person wouldn't know about the place. Like the history of the businesses that it was in the 1920s, and you so badly want to tell people, oh my God, look what I just found.
No, one of Capone's guys used to hang out here.
Yeah. There is a record in the Library of Congress that this place, it was known as Club Ritz at the time. Mm-hmm. It was shut down by the mayor of Berwyn. This is all recorded history, because it was Jack McGurn. He was, from what I know, he was the person who orchestrated the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
It was his hangout spot. Yeah. So the mayor of Berwyn shut this place down for a time, and it very quickly reopened. But
that's some history.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, and that's just one tiny piece of over 100 years of history here.
It was a hunt club, a sporting club.
Mm-hmm. Deer Lodge was the name. Ranucci's Night Spot, 1940s.
Club Whitehall.
Club Whitehall, Club Ritz. Oakwin Athletic Club.
Oh yeah, that's what it was called during Prohibition. The business name was Oakwin Athletic Club. Can I say my dad joke?
Please, I love dad jokes.
Yeah, it was the Oakwin Athletic Club during Prohibition. They were lifting weights 12 ounces at a time.
I like you, Will.
What was the other restaurant one?
Richard Smith's
Seafood. Yeah, that was the guy who shot his hand off or something.
Yes,
right?
okay. Yes. He was in the basement, right? And he shot his hand off. Mm-hmm.
He was trying to kill a rat in the basement, apparently. It's like, it was big news in Berwyn in 1940 or whenever that was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it would be big news in 2025 if one of you shot your hand off trying to kill a rat.
Actually,
oh, Lord.
Let's be honest.
There'd be lots of memes.
We don't got to deal with nothing.
So it's funny. Not funny. I love kind of that old history, that old Chicago history. I'm fascinated by it because there aren't many touchstones left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To that era, and so you unearthing all that, I'm sure was. I saw the timeline. The timeline's over by Sidebar, and just you kind of map the history. A few different panels. Now you're going to get the plaque in May.
We have it. It's at our house right now.
Oh my!
We're going to reveal the plaque on Saturday, May 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Before that happens, are you going to take it to different bars like the Stanley Cup and like people?
That's not a bad idea.
We should go down to.
It weighs about 70 pounds though. So
that's heavy.
Yeah, go over to like Valhalla over in Oak Park. Does it cruise the area?
That's not a bad idea.
Take it to the Eagles Club over there. So that's exciting. So the date for the big unveiling, so when we all get to see it, is when?
Saturday, May 3rd.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Where's it going to go?
We have 3. We have 2 smaller ones that are going to be placed kind of near the entrance of the nightclub itself. And then we have a similar one that's going to go right next to the stage on the inside of the club.
Perfect.
And then we have our largest one is going to be placed right on the patio out here, right in the walkway, the entrance to the nightclub, and it has more of like a longer message that we'll reveal on that day.
How do both of you feel, since you've only been part of this legacy for 5 years, and you're doing a fantastic job with it, but how do you feel kind of clamping onto this legacy, like jumping onto this moving train? It's got to feel surreal in a way.
It is extremely exciting. We're in, like, I feel like we're just in this little bubble of time right now between, solidifying this historical stuff and building our new pavilion, and it's just, it's a dream come true. Like, we love what we do every day. It's very exciting, and we look at each other like for the past week, we're like, what are we gonna do next? Like, oh my god.
And also, to answer your question, it feels like a wild ride because it is so wild, but it also at the same time somehow feels just kind of natural, like it's what we were born to do, and
when
what else are we gonna do? And so I think we feel very comfortable here because we just love the small club environment. We love community gathering, good beverages. We love food. So it is a very natural thing, as much as it is just complex and wild.
It would have been very easy for an owner to come in who was not you two and try to bend this into something that it's not.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was really important, and you did it. You're evolving FITZGERALDS, but it is FITZGERALDS. It is the FITZGERALDS of 2018,
It felt like a good
1985.
match. And we spent all 18 months, almost 2 years, considering the project. So,
Sure.
It was a really good match, and we took our time determining if it was a good fit for us. And the first time I came to a show here was almost 25 years ago.
What was it?
Deke Dickerson,
Amazing.
the old school, kind of rockabilly old country guy. Deke Dickerson, amazing artist, still plays here.
Yeah.
We've booked him 3 times in the last few years, and every time he comes through and plays, I say, Deke, I don't know if you know this, but he was like, yeah, well, I know. The first time you came here was 25 years ago to see me. But it's a great relationship, and it's so cool, and it's amazing that, the first time I came here was 25 years ago, and to see Deke, and he's still playing here, and that's just one story of the ongoing legacy and the history of this place, and the fact that what Jess uncovered with studying this history is that in a lot of ways it's been the same thing for so long. It's just great music, good drinks, the neighborhood coming together, and just
Speaking
how
of the neighborhood
natural
coming
and right
together,
that is.
We're recording tonight as the Moth is happening inside. Does Oak Park shut down when the Moth is at
It's
FITZGERALDS?
It's let's just say the Moth chose the perfect the perfect demographic and area, and we love having the Moth. It's actually it's been sold out every single month for the past 2.5 years. Crazy.
On a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday night. Yeah.
All right, let's keep talking about food. I don't want to ignore.
Oh yeah, can we try the next sandwich, please?
Yeah, wait.
I'm not picking up this croissant.
The croissant looks like an adventure.
God,
I'm
are we
not
to
gonna
the
do
croissant? Can you handle it?
I cannot handle
what are we
it,
looking
actually.
at?
So, right now,
Oh my God.
we're looking
I
at
know, right?
Jess, you're not wrong.
this is the world's first original quality barbecue croissant.
Oh, here it is. Wait.
This is a partnership that could only exist in this area because we purchased the croissants from Publican Quality Bread.
Oh boy, which is over on Harrison.
Yeah.
Yes. So we buy the croissants, and we've created a barbecue croissant. So this one in particular
This
contains
is breakfast I'm eating.
chopped beef brisket and a jalapeno cheddar hot link inside there.
Oh my
with
God.
With some coleslaw and pickles, and oh man, just
I
get
had brisket
ready to
last time I
laugh.
was here. In fact.
And Jess, are you gonna have a bite of the barbecue croissant?
You want me to pass it back?
Oh my God.
I'll take one bite, just one bite.
Okay.
First thing I taste in the hot link, that smoke.
Oh yeah. We have those hot links are made for us in Texas by an expert, and we bring them up here, and then we smoke them here before we serve them.
Oh, and the brisket looks perfect. Baby Gold is not a huge restaurant. What's good strategy on a show night?
I can't speak right now. I'm really focused on the world's first original quality barbecue sandwich.
So, all right, someone's coming to John Spencer. When are they getting here, Jess?
I mean, you know, if you're coming for like a full-on dinner, the full-on experience, then I would shoot for like an hour before doors open for a show,
like
honestly.
Florida grandparent dinner time?
Yeah, well, you know, John Spencer's probably starts at 9. It's a little later, so, you know.
It's also good to know that the barbecue menu is served throughout, we call it campus, the whole property. So there's the Baby Gold dining room, and you're right, it's small. It seats about 50 people in the Baby Gold dining room. But the Baby Gold barbecue kitchen services the entire campus. So in the warmer months, there's seating for 200 people on the patio. There's seating for another almost 100 people in sidebar. And you can even order food inside the club. If you got a bar seat, order a brisket sandwich. We serve the food throughout, so it's good to get here early just to enjoy the whole property. But you know, you can grab dinner pretty much anywhere. And if it's crowded and busy and kind of nuts, you can always walk right into the shop, which is the part of the property where we sell merchandise and we sell concert tickets, and there's a little record store in there that's a partnership with Valhalla. You can buy Baby Gold beer to go in the shop. But when
who's your partner for that?
If you go in the shop, you can order food fast casual style, where you give your food order there. They'll take your cell phone number. You'll get a text message when the food's ready. So you can order food that way too.
Who's your partner? Who's your partner for the beer?
So we have a house beer brand, Baby Gold Cold Beer, that is a Pilsner, and it's made by a great local lager brewery called Kinslager. It's right down the street. And, you know, we met and talked about beer and food, etc., and they designed a beer recipe with some kind of input from us. Beer designed to pair perfectly with barbecue, and it's sort of a Czech-style Pilsner, so it's a little more bitter.
Yeah. But
the hops come from Michigan, so it's a distinctly American version of a Czech Pilsner that goes so well with barbecue. And the Baby Gold name actually comes from some interesting history for Jess and I. When we were expecting our first son at a time when Jess was not drinking beer. I was drinking a little less beer at the time.
As a courtesy?
But we were both very into brewing, and I was doing some home brewing, so I created a beer recipe that was timed out. The fermentation was timed out to be scheduled to be complete just in time for the due date, so that she could have this homemade beer right after our firstborn arrived.
Cool.
And we named the beer Baby Gold because of the baby. And it was a gold, at the time it was like a golden ale. And, you know,
I love this story.
We enjoyed that beer. Jess loved the beer, so we brewed it a few more times, and we just got really fixated on this name Baby Gold. And for a while we thought we were going to maybe open a brewery someday called Baby Gold, but ultimately we took that name and applied it to this barbecue restaurant.
Perfect.
So that's kind of the background story, and kind of another fun shared, Jess and Will story that I love to tell.
That's a great story. All right, we have one more sandwich on there. It looks like maybe a turkey sandwich. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
This one, Turkey Club.
Yeah. And on Texas toast, maybe? Oh my God.
And what's cool about that Turkey Club is that instead of just regular bacon, that is house smoked pork belly. So it's not, it's not like a cured bacon product. It's pork belly that's been smoked, and then we slice it thin and sizzle it on the flat top, and that's our like version of bacon in this otherwise kind of traditional Turkey Club.
I'm telling you, this Fitzgerald's campus, this is an adult amusement park. Barbecue, bespoke craft beer, cool music in multiple locations, a record store. I mean, Jesus, I don't need to go anywhere else.
This is all the crap Jess and I are into,
Me too.
I think somebody used that at one point as meaning it to be an insult, and we were like, if you call it Disneyland, fine. That's fine with us.
Not an insult.
That's not a bad thing.
No, leave me here for a day. Pick me up at midnight. I'm good.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's something about it, as I'm of an advanced age now, there's a little bit of stress and angst when you go to a show. Uh-huh. I walk into FITZGERALDS, I don't feel any of that. Like, I'm just cool.
Yeah.
I'm here to see music. Like, there's no, like, I got to find my spot. I got to do this. I got to, it's just, everything's chill.
That's nice to hear, yeah. That's
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, and there are
Mission accomplished.
There are some busier shows. I was here maybe last month or the month before when Ike Riley did his Bob Dylan set.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one.
That was a clear the tables.
That was packed.
Yeah, that was a little crowded for that one. So there are just shows where we gotta make more room. They're not going to be eating Baby Gold tonight in the main room.
No, yeah.
And another thing, beer prices are reasonable here. I mean, it's all relative, and I know that costs everywhere are going up, but I don't mind throwing down a couple beers at FITZGERALDS.
Maybe that's why we don't make any money.
There it is.
Is that what it is?
well, there's a song. Are you familiar with Chicago Farmer?
No.
The artist Chicago. He wrote a song called $13 Beers, and where he calls out FITZGERALDS and says it's the place where you get $4 beers in a $13 beer world. So it's funny because it's like that always pops into my head whenever anyone mentions that.
We love Chicago Farmer, great artist. Check him out, amazing songwriter, and yeah, that song it does kind of capture that. And
we call that earned media in marketing.
How about that? We do, but to your point, and that is something we're conscious of, and it's important to us. We don't want to be the music. We don't want to be the music venue pricing where you feel kind of gouged when you come here. We want to be thought of as a neighborhood bar and a family friendly establishment where the prices are reasonable and it feels like an everyday place you can go to.
100%.
And that's just an important part of our identity. Even though technically we probably could add $5 to every beer price on our menu in the nightclub because people are coming for the show and they're going to have to buy a beer no matter what. You could take that, House of Blues approach, or some other venue approach, but we don't want to do that. And I think that was impressed upon me a little bit. I worked for the 16 on Center group, and my first job with that company being at Empty Bottle, and one of their taglines for the whole brand going back years and years was "It's cheap."
Yeah.
And I think for better or for worse, that really stuck with me, and I got a job at Empty Bottle because I loved going there. Mm-hmm. And I lived in the neighborhood, and I went there 2 or 3 times a week, no matter who the band was, just because I loved the environment. And I got a job there as a door guy, and the culture of that place really made an impression on me. And working with
that makes sense.
My mentor for many years, Bruce Finkelman, who I learned a lot from, working for 12 years with that company.
He doesn't seem busy at all these days.
He's done anything recently.
So in the 5 years you've been here, what are some of the most iconic or memorable shows you've had on stage since I realize you've got stuff going nonstop here, but are there any that you think, oh my God, that was it, that was peak FITZGERALDS, I can't believe we pulled that off?
For me, it's actually kind of the smaller moments that are more memorable. The very first show that I saw here was on the patio because it was, during the pandemic, and it was Corey Dennison, and he's like a local Chicago blues guy, and just like being able to be out on that patio in the first place and listening to like a real Chicago blues artist sing the blues in the early days of the pandemic was just like a very memorable experience. And then the other one for me is always for the past 2 or 3 years, every winter we've done a Charlie Brown Christmas live, and it does not matter. We did it, I think we had 27 shows this past year, and it does not matter like how many times we've been to a Charlie Brown Christmas performed by like the same artists in the same month, it's special every time. Like it's just a magical room when that album is played live.
Yeah, I mean, who's not in a good mood
Right.
in that space?
Yeah.
It's just everyone vibing together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and there have just been so many of those type of special shows. A favorite of mine is this band Caliphone, who
Love Caliphone.
You know, Chicago indie rock royalty from amazing history.
Amazing history.
You know, Tim is based in L.A. now, so he doesn't come through
Tim
Chicago.
Rutilli.
Yeah, exactly. The singer-songwriter of Caliphone, Tim Rutilli, is based in L.A. now, so he doesn't come through Chicago quite so often. And I've been a fan forever, and they hadn't ever played FITZGERALDS before, but I reached out and I pushed and I reminded and I followed up and I pushed again and I tweaked and I poked and I offered a bunch of money, and finally they decided to come play here. And he said he remembers coming here for some blues shows in the early years in the 90s or something, and he always thought it was a cool place. And when they played to a room full of hundreds of people, shoulder to shoulder, loving that music in that room, and it sounded better than the record, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How to see that group performing live and it sounding even better than the record in that room, man, I'll never forget that moment. It felt so good. And they've played, they've been on an annual routine now. Well, they did 2023 and 2024, and I hope we'll have them back in the fall of 2025.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh man, he's such an amazing songwriter, and I couldn't believe how powerful it sounded, because on the records it has this kind of like mellow, laid back, kind of austere kind of feeling.
Yes.
But
live changes everything.
It sounded so powerful in the room, and oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to Red Meat as well. I loved
Hell yeah.
Loved Jimmy Wine and Bunny Gets Paid. I mean, especially those great albums.
Yeah, Brian Deck, who was the drummer and producer who worked on a lot of Red Meat stuff, was an early influence on me too. I was an intern in his recording studio.
Narwhal?
Same place, Narwhal. Prior to that, it was called Engine.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and I was.
Oh my God, I'm unearthing memories that are like 30 years old.
Yeah, I was an intern at Engine, and got a lot of inspiration and influence from Brian Deck.
That's
who was
amazing.
part of Red Meat. Yeah.
Let's talk about inheriting the American Music Festival.
Ooh. Yeah, how's that been going, Jess?
Well, this summer, J.D. McPherson, Samantha Fish, Lee Fields, the Wallflowers, C.J. Chenier, the Watson Twins, Nathan Graham, who I've seen here before, delightful. Half Green Guy. I mean, you've got some great local talent mixed in with the national talent. Sunshine Boys back on stage. I mean, that's just the start. Mm-hmm. That's not even all the bands.
Yeah. The fun part about the festival is that we start planning it like during the festival of the previous year. You know what I mean? Like the conversations start like, oh man, like that was so great. Who should we have next year? Those conversations start, a year in advance. So
right.
we put
it's
together.
It's not like you finish it one year and you're like, all right, we'll catch our breath for a couple months. Nope.
No. In fact, Lee Fields, who is the headliner of Day One, we've been trying to get for I think about 2 years. Yeah. And last year it almost happened, and there was a conflict, and it didn't end up materializing. But obviously he's our Day One headliner, and we're very excited to have him here.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And that's full use of the campus.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For this.
Yeah, and then some. Yeah.
Yeah, to its full potential.
Yeah.
That's always a highlight. So much going on here. The food is great. We didn't get to the shrimp,
which is actually my favorite. My favorite.
Eat some shrimp, Jess.
I had one.
Okay,
I'm
good.
going to have another one.
So is this just a boiled shrimp? What are we looking at here?
Smoked shrimp.
Smoked.
Yeah, we call it smoked shrimp cocktail because it's smoked and then chilled and served cold. It's still in the shell, which is the best way to eat it because it stays kind of moist.
Yes.
And then is there a bucket of sauce there?
Is there?
Yeah, right there.
You want that Cajun cocktail sauce. Oh my.
I love a good cocktail sauce.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, I can see all the spices kind of in here.
Yeah, and getting that shell peeled off is a little bit of a nuisance, but it's totally worth it because when you cook it in the shell,
It's all payoff.
it stays
It's all payoff
super
at the end.
moist, and yeah, there you go. Let me get one of them shrimp.
Okay.
Okay,
And
here we go.
I know
So good.
It's that smoke.
yeah, man.
The first thing that hits
It
your
really
tongue is
picks
that
up the
smoke.
smoke.
The cold smoked shrimp on like a patio, a Friday
Yeah.
patio night.
Sitting in an
is-
Adirondack.
Please pass the Cajun cocktail.
All right, so I think that
Thank
brings
you.
us to the end of our journey. May 3rd is when we get to see the plaques, plural, unless you decide to do the Stanley Cup tour in neighboring suburbs,
Right.
as strangers hoist them over their heads at bars as they're doing shots of Malort. I love that you've kept everything going. You're moving everything forward. Tell me about the build-out before we cut loose. Where are we at with that?
We're about 2 weeks away from having the entire project completed, and that includes the stage build out.
It doesn't look like that. It seems like an aggressive schedule, is it?
We planned to have everything all done within 1 month, and that is actually to the construction crew's credit. Honestly, they are like killing it. They're ahead of schedule. It's been amazing working with them. And
Shout out to Alpha Construction Services, based out of North Riverside, Illinois.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
If
guys.
Fitzgerald's doesn't hire any betas, they're going straight for the alphas.
Well, we got lucky. It
We
was
got
it was a
lucky, we
tough
did.
decision. You know, we had multiple
I'm sure.
general contractors, give us proposals for this project, and it was actually really frustrating because we got 3 different bids for the project, and every bid was the same exact dollar amount, which just makes it, you try to get multiple bids because you think you're going to get a deal, and then all 3 bids come back as
that's
the
wild.
same amount of money. You're like, okay, well, I guess I got to decide based on other criteria.
Music trivia.
So we asked them what their favorite show at Fitzgerald's was.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
What's your favorite Dr. John album?
But no, we had a lot of conversations, and we settled on this construction company that's based nearby and had done a lot of larger projects in the area, and they just seem like really genuine, good-natured people, and they have just done nothing but kick ass every single day since they've been here, and yeah, they're almost done with the pavilion build part. We got to build a deck that will be used for both dining and then occasionally for shows, like during the festival.
Yeah.
And we got to do a little bit of electrical work, but it looks like we will, knock on Mazda plastic.
This car's days away from falling apart. Be really careful.
Oh, the door fell off. No, I think we're looking like we'll be on schedule for a having some shows out there on the first weekend of May here
That's
in a couple
awesome.
of weeks. Oh yeah.
Well, congrats on the acknowledgement, the National Register of Historic Places. That's huge.
thank you. Yeah.
That is a major accomplishment. I know it's a lot of work. You're getting pointed at, Jess. It's
Yeah,
all
I
you.
know.
It's all you. But it's a testament to what this club is and what it means to the community and how important it is to the communities it serves, the local community and the music community.
Yeah.
I think you've done a wonderful job with this. I love coming here. It really makes me happy. And like I said, there's no stress. It's like, I'm going to see music. We're cool. Yeah, it's the best. I love Fitzgerald's. Thank you so much for hanging out and eating very demure food with me.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. This is a great conversation. Appreciate it.